Christy, you see, you said one thing: a woman's duty isn't being able to satisfy her man in the, how do we call it, in the bedroom when they are married, but it has to be pleasure based on the white man's standard, right? Sex for pleasure, trust me, if we are talking about sex for pleasure now, you might be endorsing sex work, which from my perspective isn't wrong. Because if sex work is made legal in Ghana, trust me, the few people who really want to be in a legitimate or a peaceful relationship, even though it cannot be peaceful every day, the few left, they can be happy in their relationships. Trust me. But a man also has a duty. See, this thing is a man's duty to satisfy his wife in bed, and it's a woman's duty to satisfy the man in bed, because satisfaction in that bed comes with pleasure, and in another form, it comes with kids. When something is your duty, you do it and do it well, because when you don't do that duty, it causes a problem or havoc at the duty post where you were being placed. You understand? That is why people say it's a man's duty to take care of the home. It's not wrong. It's a woman's duty to support the husband. It's not wrong. So I don't know the direction in which you are taking it from. Because sex, everyone can have sex for pleasure. People pay for pleasure. And because you pay for that thing, the reason why you are paying for pleasure is because it's not the person's duty. That's why you are paying for the person. The person is performing the duty of another person. And that should be your wife or your spouse or your girlfriend, your husband, whoever it is. That's why people pay for that. You understand? So when you pay for it, it means somebody's performing somebody's duty. So that word duty isn't wrong in any way. It goes both ways. Because if you don't do it, who should do it? That's why they have to go and pay for somebody to come and do what you are supposed to do. And if you search for the definition of duty, it's there. And second, you say the law doesn't favor women because Ghana is misogynistic and patriarchal and all that. See, if you take the average Ghanaian, right, they have 3 laws guiding their steps. The laws from where they come from, their cultural background, the laws from the country in which they are, the constitution, and the laws from the religion in which they have accepted to follow, right? And one thing people don't know is that Ghana as a country or as a nation doesn't have one specific religion that the country can say Ghana's religion is this one, but we have other sub-religions. Ghana doesn't have. You understand? So when the average person is doing something, they might be doing things based on 3 things: religion, culture, and constitution. And there's no law or no constitution that favors somebody or a gender more than another gender. That's why I posted that law. There is no law. So if there is this law, meaning Ghana is not a patriarchal, a misogynistic state, because whatever the definition of a feminist means, the constitution has granted it. So those who rose up to fight for this feminism thing, if they are to wake up today in this state and they go through Ghana's law, right, they will see that they've done a great job. They've achieved something based on the law I sent you, right? And you talked also about religion. The problem about this fighting of patriarchy and all this thing is more of a religious thing more than cultural things, because the average person in Ghana now even respects their religion more than their customs and tradition or wherever they come from. And there is no history anywhere which says African men or Ghanaian men saw women as inferior, so they weren't treating them right. Strength-wise, the average man is stronger than the average woman. Right? Yes, strength-wise. So, from culture coming up to this state, this world didn't start as it is now. That's what we have to understand. It was based on strength, agriculture, building stuff to this day, this modern day, you understand? So if you look through history very well, Ghanaian men treated women as queens. They had to go and do the hard part, and the women take care of the softer part. You understand? They have to go and do the hard part for the women to take care of the soft part. And as it transitioned and politics and everything started, men had that mentality. So that's what that patriarchy we know now you people are fighting came about. They weren't doing that all because they weren't educating themselves or voting or controlling affairs because women weren't having sense or anything. It's because they were used to doing the hard work, and for women to be back, and they bring it home for women to do what? To enjoy. And feminism and the movement varies from country to country and culture to culture. You understand? Yes. So some of the women also stood up and said, okay, that time of hard work, men going to the bush is done, like it's gone. We are in an era where women are also intellectual and can do what men are doing now. So give us the chance. That is what brought about that feminism movement. You understand? And every country or every place, every society depends or functions based on systems. And patriarchy is a system. Constitution is a system. Religion is a system. So you can reform them, but trying to do away with them, some of the benefits women get or are getting on that based on that same patriarchy will be abolished. I don't know if you are getting my point. So this patriarchy thing you are fighting based on Ghanaian and Ghanaian society and everything, it should be channeled more to the religion part, because there are many religious scriptures. In Ghana, it is the Islam, Christian, and traditional. And traditional religion, we have no manuscript or no written manuscript. We base issues. They talk about issues based on historical fact and logic. So this fight you are fighting for, it will be better if you fight it, or if you fight the religions, either than fighting Ghana and the constitution as a whole. Because in Ghana and the constitution, everybody has equal rights. And that was exactly what early feminists were fighting for, and we have it now. You get me? So what you are fighting for is more of a religious fight than more of a generalization thing about Ghana and this one. No. The average person is being guided by religion, culture, and constitution. And constitution is never the problem, or has never been the problem. And culture has been reformed. Culture is dynamic. So culture fits into the society, or in the era in which the society is in. Some laws have been abolished. The only thing I know that has not been abolished from time immemorial to now, it is the holy books and their laws in them. That is why we have people who don't have freedom to do some stuff, who are restricted. It's because of that books, or those books. I'm not saying the books are bad, but more of this fight should be directed to that. But saying Ghana, oh no. That one I think is wrong.